Hi and welcome to my presentation on labor market report for my card 8170 assignment. This report comprises consolidated information regarding my findings in the career development field. My geographical area is Peel region and for my report I have selected Brampton City. Let me walk you through my agenda. In my report I would be discussing few aspects of demographics of Brampton City, job outlook of CDP professionals as a whole, types of organizations hiring CDP and areas where I can contribute. What are the different skill sets and skills that the employers look for? And other findings that I have discovered along. I'm going to end with self-reflection of what might help in my field placement in Brampton. To help me get a better understanding of Brampton City, I started by looking at the demographics of the Peel region. I started with the population characteristics. As reported by Statistics Canada 2016, Peel has the second largest population in the Greater Toronto Area behind Toronto. And in terms of population, Brampton had the second highest growth rate among Canada's 25 largest cities. I wanted to know more about the population growth in recent years, so I dug deeper and I found that from 2011 to 2016, Mississauga's population grew by 1.1%, while Brampton's grew by 13.3% and Caledon by 11.8%. Additionally, between May 11, 2011 and May 11, 2016, 54.3% of Peel's population changed their place of residence, making Brampton have the highest proportion of movers with a percentage of 42.9%, followed by Mississauga and Caledon. This information is useful for me in the CDP field as it would mean a bigger city, hence more opportunities and people. As an immigrant myself, I decided to look at the immigration population in Brampton next, and as reported by Statistics Canada 2016, 52.25% of Brampton's population was born outside of Canada in the year 2016. I was quite surprised to learn that 73.31% of Brampton's population reported as being a visible minority in 2016. I knew the number was large, but I didn't anticipate it would be that big a number. This is very valuable information for me to know as a career development practitioner, as an influx of immigrants into Brampton would increase the chances of them needing a counselor to aid in their job search or helping them get settlement services. In order to further understand cross cultures and nationalities I would be counseling, I looked at the ethnic groups and minority groups, and I found that the top three visible minority groups reported were South Asian, Black, and Filipino. Next, I wanted to familiarize myself with the type of occupations my clientele would prefer to have, so I looked at the type of occupations that were popular. Most of the population was in sales, 22%, followed by trades and transport and business and finance in a similar percentages of 19.1 and 17.1 respectively, and a mere 9.4% in manufacturing and utilities. Additional information that I gathered was unemployment rate was highest in Brampton and Mississauga by percentage of 9, further emphasizing the need for CDP professionals in Brampton. Now that I have a better grasp of demographics, I wanted to examine the market for career development practitioners. I started with income and I used the data from Glassdoor first to get an idea about the average salaries in CDP field by using different job titles and comparing it with salaries offered by organizations hiring CDP. I found that the range was between $42,000 to $57,000 based on experience, concluding it was average. I decided to check the details from government site and I used data from Ontario Labour Market and Job Bank, and I found that the provincial median income was in the similar range. Well, since the salaries offered were average in the area that I was looking for, I extended my research to other nearby areas and I included some of the cities from the Greater Toronto region so that I can check the difference in salaries. Halton and Durham showed a higher salary of around $60,000 to $65,000 respectively, and as Halton is closer to Brampton, it was encouraging to see this piece of information. then decided to look at the educational qualifications required for CDP professionals, and I realized the credentials required were very relaxed and there were no rigid or set qualifications. Most of the employers look for a bachelor's degree or a college diploma or experience in fields like counseling, career development, human resources, psychology education, or social services. In certain cases, a master's degree might be required, depending on the job role, but is not necessary. And only 10% of the employment type is by master's degree. A career development certification might be required if you're from Quebec, otherwise not mandatory, but is viewed as a valuable addition. Having been an educator before and I was asked to pursue a PhD earlier, so this piece of information about qualification was very unexpected and shocking personally to me. Another piece of information that surprised me was the income by sex. I used the data from Ontario labour market and I compared the salaries of employment counsellors with other occupations. And it was encouraging to see less disparity in terms of salary based on gender. Having gathered all the information about the CDP field from these sites, I wanted to see the type of organizations hiring CDP professionals. I found several organizations aimed at providing employment to youth, immigrants, newcomers, and job seekers through specific training, assessment, coaching, and settlement programs. They were called as the staffing agencies or employment services, and some of them are BPI Solutions, Achieve, and Access. This made sense given the booming immigrant population in Brampton. Then there were others aimed at community development and directed at supporting ethnic and visible minority groups like the African community, for individuals with disabilities and addictions, and for adult learning. Apart from these, there were educational institutions hiring CDPs for career advising. A few others were employed in HR and administrative work. To learn more, I looked up the requirements of these organizations to fulfill that job role by looking at job postings of some of these organizations, and I could find a number of diverse job roles. Roles like employment consultant, career development coordinator, intake advisor, international enrollment support and student service coordinator, resume specialist, and so on. What do the employers need? Well, based on the job postings, I found the following list of skills that employers might be looking for: critical thinking, presentation, interpersonal, building relationship, emphasis on career assessment or theories, and knowledge of labor market trends. Some of the job postings also hinted at experience in sales and customer service and certifications. After going through the skill set, the job postings, and the organizations hiring CDP, I believe education institutions and employment services might be the ones where I can apply, as I have transferable skills as an educator and I'm passionate about student success with years of mentoring. I might be suited for this role. Here are some of my additional findings. Since I'm interested in working with you, I believe keeping up with technologies can aid me better in this process. Quoting directly the information I found on Alice Alberta, I found that there are a number of modern career planning technologies that can be used as an assessment tool for youth, and few of them I have listed below. 16 Personalities offers a visual, easy to approach to MTBI test. There's NAC app which uses mobile games to develop career-focused psychometric profiles. There's Plan Next, an AI tool that helps individuals navigate the future of work by connecting them with latest statistics about transferable skills and job training, in a way making them job ready for the future. And then there's LinkedIn Career Explanation. To summarize from this report, I've identified the following skills which I need to upgrade: technical skills, because a number of job postings ask for presentation skills; familiarizing myself with the career assessment tools and theories; learning more about the community and local and regional labor market trends; and lastly, building more contacts and networks so that I get to know more about the field by doing information interviews.